Hello Jaguars, welcome to the video on how to divide whole numbers. As you can see, we have a 4-digit dividend divided by a 2-digit divisor. The second number is called the divisor, and the divisor will always go outside of the house. As you can see, when I'm using my graph paper, I am going to make sure that each number is in its own box. And then I'm going to go place value to place value, starting with the first number, which is 9. How many times can 79 go into 9? Well, that is a 0. Every time I subtract, I must bring a number down. Now I need to determine how many times 79 can go into 97. Over here on the side, I am going to do some multiplication so I can see how many times 79 will go into 97. I will start with 2. 79 times 2. 2 times 9 is 18. Carry my 1. 2 times 7 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. I see that 158 is bigger than 97, so I will put a 1 here. So 79 can go into 97 one time. Every time I subtract, once again, 7 minus 9, I cannot do that. I have to borrow. 17 minus 9 is 8. 8 minus 7 is 1. I bring a number down because I subtracted. How many times can 79 go into 181? Well, I have 79 times 2 is 158. And just to make sure, I'm going to do 79 times 3 as well. 3 times 9 is 27. Carry my 2. 3 times 7 is 21. Plus 2 is 23. I see that 237 is larger than 181. So I'll go back and I will use 2 times and subtract 158. 1 minus 8, I cannot do that. I must borrow. This becomes a 7. He becomes an 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. 7 minus 5 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. And I bring my number down. And this is a lucky coincidence that we have 237. I know that can go in 3 times. And 237 minus 237, of course, is 0. So 9,717 divided by 79 is 123. Next type of division we're going to use is the doghouse strategy. We have 2,200 divided by 88. Once again, 2,200 is my dividend. It will go inside the house. 88 is my divisor. It will go outside the house. So I put 88 outside the house. Because I'm going to use 521 doghouse, I'm going to make sure that every number has 2 boxes. And you'll see the significance of this when we start dividing. The reason why I like this one a lot more than liking the standard algorithm is because we're going to use 3 numbers to solve the problem. So I will have 88 times 5, that's 40, 44, that's 440. 88 times 2 176. And of course, 88 times 1, which is 88. So I'm also going to use a red pen so that you can see where I'm making the numbers. And as you're practicing this at home, you can see exactly what I'm doing to get the big numbers. So I'm going to go 88, and I'm looking into the house of 2, only to the house of 2. And then I look at my 3 numbers that I have over here. All 3 are too big, so I'm going to put a 0 on top of that house. And that's going to give me 2. I take the 2 and I put it in front of the other 2, and I close down that house. Now I'm looking at 88 into 22. Once again, I look at my 3 numbers. They are both too big. I put a 0 and I subtract again. Now I have 22, and I will move that 22 in front of this 0 and close this house down as well. Now I can see that 88 is definitely smaller than 220, and I have a couple numbers that will fit into this house. I must stay in this house until I'm done subtracting and my answer is less than 88. So first I can see the biggest chunk I can take out of this is a 2. I'm going to put a small 2 and a plus sign. Then I'm going to subtract 176. I'm going to borrow here. That's going to give me 4. And then I will borrow again. That will give me another 4. So then I get 44 because this is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. 44 is smaller than 88. So I must take this 44 and move it over to the last house. And I close this down. Before I move on to the last house, I still have this little number. So I have 2 plus, and I didn't add anything to it. So the first number of my answer is going to be 2. Now I go to my last house, 88. I have 440, 176, and 88. I can see right there that 440 will zero me out. So I'm going to put a big 5 here. And then I'm just going to subtract 440. And that's going to give me a zeros all across. So my answer would be 25.